Welcome back to BNG Hockey, where it's always black and gold. Shortly after the Boston Bruins' impressive win over the Toronto Maple Leafs, they announced an extension for one of their RFAs. Let's talk about it. The Bruins signed forward Pavel Zacha to a 4-year contract extension with a cap hit of $4.75 million per season. I gotta admit, I didn't see this one coming, but I'm glad the deal got done. I'm going to first start off by taking a look at the stats, then I'll give you my thoughts on Zacha as a player and why I think this is a good deal, and how it might impact the contract extension we're all looking forward to most, the David Pastrnak deal. All of that will be coming up later on in this video, but let's start off by looking at the stats. Zacha's a 6'4", 25-year-old left-shot centerman, originally selected in the first round of the 2015 draft, 6th overall by the New Jersey Devils. So far this season, in 42 games with the Bruins, he has 5 goals, 20 assists for a total of 25 points, and is a +11. Taking a look at last year with the New Jersey Devils, in 70 games, he had 15 goals, 21 assists for a total of 36 points, and was a -21. So it's definitely a tale of two seasons, and I think it's safe to say that once again, for another consecutive year, Pavel Zacha will pass his points total from the season before. His entire NHL career, he's played in 428 games, scoring 74 goals, 130 assists for a total of 204 points. For those of you who need a reminder on how Zacha got to Boston, he was traded in a 1-for-1 deal involving Erik Haula going back the other way to the New Jersey Devils. And although Haula is having a pretty good season in New Jersey, it's nothing compared to the season he had last year, and the Bruins got a bigger, better, younger, faster, and more versatile player in Zacha, and now that he has his contract extension, he's going to be a big part of the Bruins' future moving forward, and much bigger than Haula ever would have been for this team. So I do think this is a slam dunk trade. I loved it when it went down, and now it's even better that Zacha has his contract extension. That being said, Zacha's versatility is insanely valuable for the Bruins. It's very rare to find a player who can play all 3 positions in the forward group. He can play left wing, right wing, and his natural center position very well. Sure, you can stick guys wherever you want, but it doesn't always work out, and guys can't play their full game. This guy seems to light it up no matter where he is in the lineup and continues to play his style and his game, bringing speed, physicality, and some scoring touch and skill, and some defensive ability as well. There's really a little bit to love out of all of Zacha's game, and I really like this player overall, and I'm glad they got this deal done. He is getting a bit of a raise here, going from $3.5 million on his 1-year deal this year to $4.75 million on his extension, but I think it's a well-deserved raise. He wants to be here in Boston, and he's a young player in his prime who brings size and versatility. Really, what more could you ask for if you're the Bruins? One thing that was frustrating to see from Bruins fans is them immediately complaining when they saw this deal that the Bruins didn't sign Pastrnak first. Now, I realize fans are getting a little nervous, and watching Pastrnak score in pretty much every game he plays in only makes you think that that cap hit's going to continue to rise. But you have to keep in mind that the cap is going to continue to rise, and that'll be good for all contracts, including this Pavel Zacha contract. If you're someone who believes it's a little high, just remember that the cap hit's going to go up once again next year, and every deal seems to get better and better with some of these younger guys over time. You're getting to them early, they're only getting better, and before you know it, that cap hit looks a lot better. I'm a strong believer that the Bruins will sign David Pastrnak. I think you'd be crazy not to, and in fact, I think it's in the works right now. It's just a matter of time, and they're going to drop it on us one of these days, just like they did with the Zacha contract today. We didn't see it coming, and boom, there it is. The Pastrnak deal is going to be a huge deal. It's probably going to be a big number, but I do think he'll end up taking a discount. But he's only going to do that if he, one, knows that the Bruins are going to continue to be good, especially if he's going to sign an 8-year deal. He wants to know that they're going to contend. He's not just going to be here and not win championships or not contend to make the playoffs, and he doesn't want to go all the way to the bottom of the league, especially if he's taking a bigger discount. And one of the ways you do that is by signing young, talented players like Pavel Zacha. And it's his buddy. They're Czech buddies. They're line mates. They probably like each other. So this is a prime example of showing David Pastrnak, hey, if you leave us a little extra money, we can sign a guy like Pavel Zacha and keep him long-term and keep this team competitive moving forward. You also have to keep in mind that not only do they have to sign David Pastrnak and Pavel Zacha, which they checked off Zacha today, they're also going to have Bergeron, Nosek, Krejci, Foligno, Frederick, Smith, Clifton, and Swayman all coming off the books. So Don Sweeney has to get to work here. He can't just worry about David Pastrnak and then have all these other contracts to figure out. Now, they're not going to keep all of those guys, but you have to keep in mind they also have to fill those slots in the roster. And Zacha's going to play probably an even bigger role moving forward. He might even switch to center if they lose Krejci or Bergeron, and before you know it, he could be a very important player for the Bruins. So I realize we all want David Pastrnak to be signed, but for now, let's just be happy we got a good player in Pavel Zacha locked up long term and take it from there. I don't know about you all, but I was happy with a 4-3 win over the Maple Leafs, and this Zacha contract was just the cherry on top. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think of Zacha as a player, and what do you think of this extension? And do you think it could actually impact the Pastrnak extension in the future? Leave all that down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and you're pumped to have Zacha signed, make sure to give it a big like, and if you haven't already, subscribe.